can I get an over-under on how many times Andres Cantor is going to reset a fabulous end of full-time goal? How many times did he do that there? 4 times, I think? Was that
about 4 or 5 at the very least.
Times?
5 would be my under there for sure.
One time for every time Argentina had a chance to win the World Cup in the last 100 years and didn't.
Oh, gosh.
Which is a lot, by the way.
So today's question of the day, in as it relates to football, and the English comparison in America, is England the new Cleveland? Is England the new Buffalo? I mean, can there be any more heartbreak? Can there be any more heartbreak for those people in England? I obviously I'm from Cleveland, so I tweeted out England is the new Cleveland. And then I started thinking about what other communities have had the football heartbreak here in America that the English have had now for 60 consecutive years and other tournaments and whatnot, where it looks like they're about to win something and then it is just dramatically stolen away from them in the final minutes or final seconds. I feel so bad for those people right now.
I wouldn't say stolen because Argentina had the ball for 78% of the second half.
Yes.
So, I mean, early on in that game, England, I've never seen a team press as aggressively in my entire life as England did in the first 5 minutes, sprinting towards the goalkeeper for Argentina when they had the ball on their side of the field. But in that second half, DragonBall, it seemed to me like that tactic might have backfired because there were some substitutions at halftime, but Argentina was the aggressor in that second half. They maintained possession, a couple of times hit the post. I mean, those 2 shots on goal, one header and one shot, hit the side of the goal, could have easily have tied the game or given Argentina the lead before that. But they put so much pressure on that England side in that second half. It just felt like inevitable that eventually Messi would get across. The all-time leader in World Cup assists, Leo Messi, would get across that would go through.
No, this game is an epitome of every frustration I could possibly have watching soccer, watching a side that I'm rooting for to see if they can win, and seeing them make every possible mistake that they could to let the other team have a chance to come away and get the victory from the jaws of defeat. They, going into about the last 17 minutes, J-Dub, we talked about how they were a little slow, how they had a little bit of their energy sapped. They still had about 4 substitutions left with about 17 minutes to go before Argentina scored any of the goals that they had in that rally in the second half. They were pressing and pressing and pressing to force Argentina to stop them in their defense, in the offensive zone for England. The problem was the minute they got the goal, I see it and I dread it. 20 minutes before stoppage time, England then goes to the 5-3-2. 5 defenses, 3 midfielders, 2 forwards.
Is that the American comparison of a prevent defense?
That's absolutely a prevent defense. You have 5 defenders lining up in front of the goal, and the biggest issue for me is you put 3 guys all inside of the line that goes to the box where the goalkeeper is supposed to stay. So you're letting them play the outside edges the entire time. You are allowing a team with the amount of touch and control that Argentina has showed, not just in this World Cup, but in last World Cup, to control an outside part of the box and allow for crosses. They seemingly were getting him on demand. And every single time, I'm thinking to myself, England has to force something here. They have to force them to pass it into the middle of the box and force the midfielders to play that defensive zone, and they simply weren't. The goals were long goals too. Up outside of the header that won the game, they were seemingly dedicating themselves to get the time.
Yeah, the first one was probably 25 yards.
25. It was absolutely, as they would say it on Telemundo, they would call it a golazo, as in it's a bombazo.
I don't know, DK, about labeling the Brits because the comparison is American baseball because the British invented soccer. In my lifetime, they've never been the favorites in the World Cup. They've maybe been a top 4 this year. They were the 4th ranked team in the world, but it's generally Germany and Netherlands from that part of the world that's actually the favorites and not England. I would rather go the other way and compare Argentina to what we just saw the New York Knicks do. They were down by 10 points in every single finals game, found a way. 11 goals by Argentina past the 75-minute marker. We've seen the last 4 games straight when they really needed it, late time in regulation and into overtime. I mean, Argentina just finds a way. It's interesting watching those two sides as well because, what was the height advantage on England's side? Like at least 2 or 3 inches per man. And yet somehow when they needed to get up and get that header in for the goal, they did. And Argentina just, as they have consistently the last 3 weeks, found a way late in games to get equalizers, find a way to get a go-ahead score.
And it was much about what you said early on in this tournament. As much as we saw Lionel Messi scoring in some of the early games and pool play and in the knockout stage, it was absolutely Lionel Messi, the facilitator in the final phases of this game today when he was drawing 3 people and finding the open man to create for his team.
So there was a game in college where a team named Davidson with a guy by the name of Steph Curry played. And he was a sophomore, and this was after Steph had already had a couple of 30, 40-point games. And the opposing coach, DK, put 2 players on Steph Curry the entire 40 minutes. These other 3, you 3 over there, you can guard 4 guys. We're going to keep 2 players on Steph Curry every second of this game. That's what it's like when Leo Messi's out on the field. I mean, go try to follow number 10 on the blue and white side, and you'll always see 2 defenders around him. Sometimes, DragonBall, he finds a way to magically find a way past those 2 defenders. But it's not surprising late in the tournaments like this that teams are going to do everything they can to keep that Messi magic from happening. He still found a way, assisted on both of Argentina's goals today. But I mean, you're going to see multiple defenders on Leo Messi because even at 39, he's still the most dangerous guy on the pitch on any given day.
And we're doing all this discussion about Messi magic. And again, that was the thing that was bothering me so much was that they allowed Messi to get to the outside. England seemingly, again, with the 5-3-2, they were seemingly letting Messi play the outside. They were letting everybody that was a serious ball controller they go to the outside edges, and particularly going to his right so he can make the cross with his left foot. I don't know why you think that that's the right idea. That's almost as if saying, hey, we're going to let Jordan drive to the right-hand side.
I remember 15 years ago when that left foot was insured by Lloyd's of London for $100 million. 15 years ago. Everybody knows you got to force Messi right, and still somehow, some way, he finds a way to cross. I mean, he's magic with both feet, but keep him off the left no matter what.
And again, DK, you were trying to describe as like, well, is England now the new Chicago? Are they the new Cleveland Browns? Are they the new Buffalo Bill? I'll give you a comparison if we're going to do this football to American football. Yeah. I'll give you the comparison. England is the Indianapolis Colts, and Argentina is the New England Patriots. Because for right now, let's just go ahead and put this in perspective here. We have the 1986 quarterfinal between Argentina and England. Everyone knows this game. It's the hand of God. That one is pretty much all. That one just gets immediately brought up in the history of World Cup.
4 years after the Falkland Islands, by the way.
Yes. And then you go to 1998, the round of 16. A 22-year-old David Beckham gets a red card and gets sent off. And then Diego Simeone goes ahead and gets the win. And they basically beat England the entire game playing by only 10 men. It's one of the all-time biggest deflations for England, and it was so early on in that game, they didn't have a chance to come back. And that was also against Argentina. Now you have this, where now we have seemingly they were getting every bounce their way off of the post, off of the headers, and their goaltender, praise him for what he did. He did a lot of good for a long period of time there, but you can only stop the dam so much before it begins to leak. And this is just another instance of England cannot get past the Argentinian side when it comes to the World Cup.
I like that. We may have to make all 3 of those our question of the day. Are they the new Cleveland Browns? Are they the new Buffalo Bills? Are they the new Colts at the hands of the Patriots? Right there. And can I get an over-under on the number of times that DragonBall has pounded the table in this
game frustrated me.